It's going to be a common word, and it's love.
It's true.
Absolutely. It's all you need is love.
Don't start singing.
Friends. Have a lot more friends and family that I used to have, and I love them all.
God's love.
The one word that I would use to describe to sum up with Emmaus is just the overwhelming love that you feel from everybody.
Go. Grace.
Love. Amazing.
God's love. Love. Love.
Love.
God's love is 2 words.
It's a fantastic spiritual experience that you can get forever.
It's a lifetime experience you would never regret doing if you let God lead you and guide you on the weekend. Agape.
De Caloris.
The Walk to Emmaus is a special 3-day journey designed to renew your faith and help you experience God's love in a whole new way. It's a time filled with prayer, fellowship, and a lot of joy. Imagine spending 3 days away from your daily routine, surrounded by people who, like you, are eager to strengthen their relationship with Jesus. It all starts with a loving invitation from a sponsor, someone who's experienced the walk and wants to share it with you.
After accepting the invitation, you'll complete a simple application. The Emmaus leaders pray for each applicant, and when the time is right, you'll be invited to join us for this unforgettable weekend.
During these 3 days, you'll dive into the teachings of the New Testament and discover how to live out a grace-filled life. You'll find support and encouragement through small group discussions and inspiring talks.
But the journey doesn't end there. After the weekend, you'll join a small group where you can continue to grow, share, and support each other in your walk with Christ. These groups help you integrate your faith into every part of your life, at home, in your church, and in your community.
The Walk to Emmaus is all about inspiring, challenging, and equipping you for Christian action. So whether you're an active member of a church or someone looking to renew your faith, this experience is designed to help you become a stronger disciple and a better leader.
By participating, you'll not only grow personally, but also help your church become a more vibrant and dynamic place. It's a wonderful way to deepen your connection with God and make a positive impact on those around you.
So, are you ready to take the next step on your spiritual journey? Join us at the Darke County Walk to Emmaus and discover the incredible transformation that awaits you.
For more information, visit our website at dcaec.org. We can't wait to walk with you. Come experience the Walk to Emmaus. Let's grow together in God's love and grace.
It was 75 miles from home, and I knew absolutely nobody, but it was a fantastic experience, and I'm really glad I went.
I was introduced to Emmaus through friends in California, I believe it was. The nearest one at that time we knew of was in Marysville, Ohio. So I went there not knowing anybody, so I was a little anxious, but after I got there, you become a big family. So that worked out. I am an introvert. I didn't like the thought of going anywhere without knowing somebody. And I ended up in Marysville, Ohio, and I knew nobody other than there was a women's prison somewhere nearby, and I was freaking out.
My anxiety was my first wife. She tried to come out and take me home, so I wanted to do what God wanted me to do, so it was a blessing to be part of Emmaus.
I didn't want to go. I felt like I was pushed, but once I went, I loved it.
I don't think so. I was at a point where I really wanted to learn more about Christ and understand what this is in my spiritual walk. So I think most of my anxieties were when I got there and realized I didn't know anyone at all. But by the end of the weekend, I had walked out with about 200 new friends and family.
Been a Christian all my from very early age. Gave my life to Christ and served for a long time. And when someone suggested that I go to Emmaus, I was not really wanting to go, but God spoke to me in an audible voice and said I was supposed to go. So I knew that I couldn't refuse.
I was concerned about being around a large group of people, but I found that it worked with smaller tables, and we was able to really connect with one another and really get to know one another, and I didn't get lost in a big people.
I was concerned about if I would like the food that they had there. The food was amazing. I am a very, very picky eater, and I really enjoyed everything that they had.
I honestly didn't have any. I was really excited to go on my walk. I was ready to go.
Lots of social anxiety.
I've got to spend the whole weekend here. I've got things to do, I've got a life to live. And then the anxieties from that, actually what I found out is that the priorities talk and a few other talks along the way, it made me realize that this is what I needed to help draw a map, give myself a little direction in life. So yeah, it was a great help. I would recommend it to anybody.
I wasn't a bad person to start with, but it just made what I did a lot better and a lot easier. It also gave me a focus on what the really meaning of Jesus' love was.
I just do daily devotions and attend church. Really want to share my experience with others so they can have a great experience you have.
If you ever get an opportunity to go on a walk, do it. It will change your life. It will give you the courage. It'll give you the desire to spread the saving grace of Jesus to anybody you meet, to anybody you know, or a perfect stranger.
It's allowed me to not be such an introvert. It's allowed me to serve on teams, just to be Jesus' hands and feet, to show his love to others the way it was shown to me.
It has helped me learn to serve and grow within my home church and share God's love with all of my friends and family.
My walk is definitely different. My life with Christ is fuller, richer, because I had an opportunity not only to attend as a pilgrim, but to attend again serving other people. So that's made a huge difference in the way I see Christianity and the way I experience it.
It has changed my life. That's been over 25 years ago, and I'm still blessed each time I get to be involved in Emmaus, whether it's a walk weekend or a gathering or just in the share groups that God has put us in, where we sit and talk about Jesus and encourage one another.
I think I am more willing to serve and to speak. Like this would have been out of my comfort zone after Emmaus, but it is kind of the Lord's empowered me to go out and share the gospel and just to be a servant and boldly go out.
You gain a good support group, friends, and just the community itself from Emmaus that you take with you when you complete your walk. There is no community like it, that's for sure. And you continue that on for a lifetime.
I try to live out my life in a godly manner and reach out to others, be more understanding and more open to their beliefs as well, and just using that as a way to be able to connect with them on a deeper level and be able to share with them what I've experienced.
Probably getting to be part of a share group that holds me accountable for whenever I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
If you tell God that you're sorry and that you really want to repent of what you've done, that He will give you forgiveness. But everybody looks at you and says, but I can't forgive myself. And the assistant table leader, who I found out at the end of the weekend, was a pastor's wife. When I said that at my table during our discussion time, she point blank looked at me and said, well, who died and made you God? And I said, oh, no. I'm not God, don't want to be God. And she said, if you can't forgive yourself, then you are placing yourself above God.
The dying communion, it just felt like God was putting His hand on your back and just calming your nerves and just wrapping His arms around you and sharing love.
I had a relationship I thought with God before, but after I went on my walk, it just became more real and personal and grew after that.
The thing I remembered most was the love. It's the love that you got showered with, the agape love. Didn't matter where or what part of the weekend, you were just showered with God's love.
I just remember walking in and seeing a lot of people who I didn't know, some people that I did know, but just kind of from all over, and just getting to experience God's love in that way was awesome.
Lots of acceptance for people that have no reason to accept you for who you are, even when they get to find out the ugly part of you.
People that I never knew, and even the ones that I did end up finding out that I knew, that they were Christians as well, and they loved the Lord, and they loved me just because I was in their presence, in His presence. That really surprised me, how quickly God's love takes over.
What really got me was how many people were involved with making the Emmaus Walk happen, and how surprised I was to realize that I knew some of them. They were people I worked with, people I went to church with, some I didn't know. That was the greatest thing about Emmaus, is the whole new family you have coming out. But that was the biggest surprise for me.
I was going through a time in my life where I just really needed a time away. So when I walked into my walk, I knew it was just going to be time to shut out the outside world and just be able to focus on Christ and have that time away. And I guess what surprised me is just the overwhelming love that the community just comes around you, and all the agape that is shown to you through the weekend, whether it's the team or anybody else just serving through the weekend.
Well, I met my wife there. That would surprise me. But mostly I met a lot of good people, and I got a lot closer to Christ through my walk.
So I was surprised that I got left. I didn't realize that she wasn't going to be there with me all weekend. But there were plenty other women there, none of which I knew, but they all became great sisters in Christ.
I'd heard a lot of this material all my life. And then there was an event one evening that changed my life. It made Emmaus real for me. It took what I knew in my head, it moved it 18 inches into my heart. It made Jesus alive for me.